Now to a Fox News alert. President Trump overnight standing in solidarity with protesters fighting against oppression in Iran as clashes enter day 6 with multiple reported deaths. The president writing on Truth Social early this morning, quote, "If Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go." Hudson Institute senior fellow Aaron MacLean joins me now. Aaron, I'll just start right off with your reaction to President Trump's Truth Social this morning.
Hey, good morning. I was told last summer that if the president struck the Iranian nuclear program, the consequences would be World War III and the consolidation of support for the Iranian regime within Iran. Obviously, the opposite essentially in both cases has come to pass, and you have the Iranian regime here teetering on the brink. The president's words are welcome, and sometimes we underestimate the power of words in situations like this to give courage to people, the dissidents and the protesters in the streets of Iran who are acting in extraordinary peril, standing up for their own freedom. But as the president's own comments imply, words are probably not going to be enough. We've been down this road before. These protests tend to have tragic endings, and it may be helpful for the United States to take action in support of the protesters.
And you see some of the images of these protests on your screen right now. We have seen reports of people chanting, quote, "Death to the dictator," a clear reference to Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And this is all because of deteriorating economic conditions, particularly since the 12-day war with Israel this summer. Take a look at these numbers from the New York Times. The annual inflation rate, 42.2% in December. The Iranian rial, the currency, dropped to a record low against the U.S. dollar. Salaries dropping rapidly for residents. And the 2026 budget shows substantial decreases in oil revenue and increases in reliance on taxes. Now, these protesters are mostly merchants and shopkeepers and students. You referenced this a little bit, but I just want to really dig into this. What is the kind of personal risk that these protesters are taking, and do they stand any chance of actually getting what they want?
Well, the risk is death. This regime is one of the world's great executioners. This year alone, hundreds, if not thousands, of Iranians have died in its prisons, especially since the 12-day war back in June, which was followed by rounds and rounds of arrests at home. The stakes are total for these people. And your economic statistics are all absolutely correct. And they also, by the way, point the direction for this administration to follow should they choose to offer support. If the president's standards are protesters getting shot, there are reports of that already circulating, and it's further economic pressure. It's going after the regime's revenue sources, in particular enforcing the sanctions that are already on the books targeting the regime's energy revenues that will really begin to put pressure on this regime, which is what you're going to have. This regime is willing to use force. It has used it over and over again against its own people. That's what's going to happen here again, almost certainly, and this only has a good ending if the regime starts to doubt its own ability to continue. That's the effect that this administration would need to generate.
Aaron, I got one more quick one for you as we move now to Venezuela. The Trump administration implementing a lot of the same tactics, trying to cripple Venezuela's economy. But notably, in a state interview television, Nicolas Maduro said that he's now ready to speak with the United States and negotiate with the Trump administration. Do you think that Trump is ready to talk, or is regime change the only solution here?
Well, gosh, if I were Nicolas Maduro, I might want a deal as well. Venezuela really is the target of relentless sanctions enforcement on top of some other pretty strong measures. We see the Trump administration seizing these tankers at sea. We have this complicated story of the tanker that's claiming to be Russian right now, running from the United States Coast Guard. It's not clear exactly what the terms of the deal would be, given that, as you point out in your question, for several weeks now, it's been pretty clear that what the Trump administration wants is Maduro's own removal. And if what Maduro is going to bring to the table involves things like further Eurasian great power interference in the Western Hemisphere, like the Russian diplomatic involvement in this tanker situation, I can't imagine that's going to be that attractive to this administration.
All right, Aaron MacLean, we appreciate all of your insight.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.